Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are live, Habibi. Everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Let me give some invites real quick. Get the folks on here. You tuned in live with the BOC. Bok, bok, bok.
Bak.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, inshallah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it rolling. We got a nice little topic. We're gonna be
Mhm.
talking about the black bourgeoisie. If you are the black bourgeoisie, I'm sorry in advance. I am sorry in advance. So you know.
Ma-
But shoot.
Oh, good. We just here. We just here to tell the truth. We're here to
Yeah,
tell,
yeah.
and if the truth hurts, it is what it is. But we just here to tell the truth, and we thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, whether it be in Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, wherever you may be, LA on the West Coast. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight's live feed broadcast. This is a very, very important topic. As they say, muy importante. So we're going to take it to the head right now. Abdul Kabir, take it away, brother.
All right, inshallah. Hold up. I got it. Let me set up. All right. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hey, we got Fatima in the house. Hey, she down there in GA, man.
What's
She
she
down
what?
there putting in work. Hey, she be doing her own podcast and stuff too. I gotta hook y'all up. She be
Okay.
putting in work, man.
Well,
She funny. She's a funny sister.
okay.
Alhamdulillah, she did time too, and she got some things on her mind as well. So,
Mm.
inshallah, one of these days she'll be our guest speaker on the female side so we can put some diversity because we are Americans, right? We're supposed to have diversity and all that old stuff, right? We gotta show that we don't keep our sisters, in the cave, barefoot and pregnant. They got minds and
Brother,
opinions too.
they're part of this movement, brother. They're part of this movement for real. So
They're the
we,
most critical
we
part of this movie. Like your series, you on part 2 or 3 for the
this we finished part two. We're gonna go into part three this week. And for those of you who don't know, I'm doing a three-part series entitled um, "The Role of the Black Woman in Helping to Restore the Black Man in America." The
inshallah.
role of the Black woman in helping to restore the Black man in America. And inshallah, if it's the will of Allah, this week will be the final installment to that series, inshallah. May Allah make it for us.
I mean, and we it's gonna be on my page Friday Jummah time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
This is not your traditional imam here. This is an imam and a leader erected from our people, alhamdulillah, from African Americans, Foundation Black Americans, Native Black Americans, whatever you want to call it. We got so many rap names, man, subhanallah.
It
But
is one
that's later
is we're
fish
gonna
to
have to come up. We're gonna have to settle on a particular name so that we all can rally around and move forward as a people.
and,
What do
and,
you think?
and quick gang banger, man, because the FBA and the ADOS when they set triple so hard, boy, they be up,
Well,
they be like ADOS, FBA, ADOS, you know. meanwhile,
it's
meanwhile, the black owner control sitting back eating popcorn like,
is it on that level? Hey, Joseph, they be like throwing signs.
man, it's nonsense. It's
What?
nonsense, man. Yvette Cannell then went off and discrediting Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Boyce
What?
Watkins, and they was all cool at the beginning, remember? And man, it was man. Somebody said something that somebody ain't like some old Facebook Negro beefing type stuff, and next thing you know, they going at it, man. They going at it, and now
This,
the
this
followers
is
of each
exactly
scholar is now they all set tripping and gang banging with each other and stuff, and making posts about each other and stuff. I'm like, man, y'all forgetting what the purpose is. I jumped in one of their arguments. It was like, man, dig. It don't matter if you FBA, Pyru, Crip, folk, black owner control, ADOS, Philadelphia, ADOS, Florida. I don't care who you is. We all black people. And I was like, our motto over here is may the best man win. Whoever we fighting Goliath.
That's it.
Whoever delivers that death blow, I'm like, hey, let's get it. All them groups want reparations. We all want freedom for our people. We all want liberty for our people. So I'm like, hey, whoever delivers the death blow, we fighting this giant. Let's get to work. Black owner control, grab the toe. Maybe the FBA, the ADOS can run ahead and start. And FBA can, how you used to run, and then you lift your partner up over the gate when y'all
Run.
trying to jump the gate with the barbed wire. Maybe they can figure that out. We'll hold the toe, we'll hold the monster down, and y'all jump up on him and strike him at the jugular vein. I don't care who get it, but whatever, whatever.
Look, this is exactly what the enemy loves to see.
Oh man, they probably started it.
They
I bet
probably
you they started. They
started.
got a ghost account and put FBA on one and ADOS on the other, and they start beefing. And next thing you know,
Look, this is an old tactic. As you know, divide and conquer.
that's
Again,
it.
I mean, anybody can sit behind a computer screen or a cell phone, make a fake account, and go in there and start all kind of fitna. They've been doing this for I don't know how long. Maybe they did the same thing with the Black Panther Party. Same exact
Oh
thing.
man,
They would write letters and send it to other people, and you think you got it from Huey P. Newton, but it really came from the FBI. Or you think you got it from Bobby Seale, but it really came from this person. And they did it to cause confusion and keep the unity down so they couldn't achieve anything. This exact look, man. Either those people involved in that whole spat, either they are ignorant of their history, or some of them could be complicit in the plan of the enemy.
yep.
Either you are ignorant about your history and you don't know what's going on, or you're an agent sent to cause disruption. That's the only way I can look at it.
Yep. And they even accusing each other of that.
Of being
They even
agent.
accusing each other of that. But if we got a common goal, man. So whatever.
Well,
what you be saying? What you
yeah,
be saying later for that, man?
let's keep it moving. Go ahead. What's
All
tonight's
right.
topic?
All right. So first and foremost, this is Black media. This is grassroots Black media. We are homegrown scholars. We don't belong to no big institutions, no big organizations. We homegrown. We from the people. We do our own independent research. We do our own independent material, as y'all see. And we are speaking on the behalf of our people from our standpoint. Muslim, Christian. I don't know no black Jews yet. When I take that back. I know some black Jews.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever perspective, we all in this struggle together. So this is Black media. Support it. If you can give Netflix, who does not give black people anything other than a little stupid category that says, what does it says? Black what something movies? What does it say?
Yeah, like um some sort of black category honoring Black Lives Matter or something
That's
like
what it is. That's what it is. Black. It says Black Lives Matter, and you click it, and
that.
then all these, bootleg black movies come on. If you can get them folks $20 a month to take to take resources out of your community, you can give us free. Give us free. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. I don't care if y'all agree with what we talking about. If y'all disagree, hit the share button and tell all your partners, look at these fools. We talking about what needs to be talked about. So that's first and foremost. That's for sure. At least we talking about. If we 100% wrong and you right, let's get with it. But at least support the black media. This is a talk program, talk show. I forgot what Salim said we're supposed to say. I'm forgetting my lines, man. This talk show program or whatever. We trying to get our voices out, inshallah ta'ala. So support, like, share, comment. Hold up, Ak, you froze up. Hold up. Let me okay, hold up. Put you back in. All right, I got you. All right, yeah, like, share, subscribe, and that way we can get voices going in the right direction. We can give ourselves voices and stop having people speak for us, which is the topic of today's show. People speaking for us, but they got the wrong folks speaking for us. Wrong people, man. And I don't really like dropping names, but I'm gonna drop a couple names just as examples. And don't nobody come for me. I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings. I'm the I'm big brother, man. Man, why is my kufi crooked, man? It's distracting me. Okay, hold on.
Talent and profile. Let's get with it.
Man, they gonna think they ain't think my wife that went upside my head or something, man. Damn. All right, wait, there we go. There we go. We in here now.
Here we
but
go. Here we go on. The people are waiting.
Well, alhamdulillah. So this topic, this is yeah, I forgot my lines again. This is the BOC. Our movement is the Black Owned and Controlled. We stand for giving ourselves reparations. We want reparations, but we're gonna give ourselves reparations. And how are we gonna do this? By creating our own Black community where we own and control everything. We're gonna set up in Atlanta, Georgia. Inshallah, we will launch in a year, and we working tirelessly to get this formulated so we can have it ready for the people. We're gonna launch in Atlanta, Georgia. We still deciding on the location, but Atlanta, Georgia is right for the picking. It has the best fertile soil for us to plant these seeds, and we can actually give something tangible, like me and you was talking earlier, to our actual seeds, to our children. We can give something to them, something that they own. Where we would we want to predominate a particular area. We was talking about one place, Stockbridge, Georgia, in Henry County, and it's upwards of 60% all Black. And it's upwards of 60% all Black. I'm migrating, making a sacrifice, uprooting out of a place. I'm in Ohio where it is not majority Black anywhere in Ohio. And there are other places where Black people are spread out so thin that our power and our resources and our greatness it's just too thin. We need to concentrate this and concentrate our proliferation. They won't give us no land, so we're gonna take it. So we're gonna overpopulate an area. If we can just raise it to 10% and make Stockbridge, for example, 70% Black, create an agenda. Once that agenda is established, we control things. That's how it works. We got to start local, and inshallah, we can take the whole state of Georgia. We can get all the Black folks from Harlem and LA and New York and all these different places to come populate Georgia, and maybe we can have a Black state, inshallah, where we will control everything. We have a Black governor that his first executive orders when he gets in office will be in the best interest of Black folks. And in the city, when we start in the city, when that mayor who is the leader, when he gets in there, the first stroke of his executive orders or his pens or his agendas that he run on and he gets elected on, there's going to be things that directly affect the benefits of Black people. Not all this pork barrel, give y'all $1,400 stimulus check, but you don't want to give me my reparations. Nah, we ain't doing that. So that's what the Black Owner Control is about. That is our contribution. I have to say that because a lot of people jump on here and say, "Oh, you always down in the status quo. You always talking bad about Biden. What are you doing?" Well, this is what we doing. We actually doing the hardest thing that everybody is afraid to do. Your favorite basketball, football, and singer, they're all afraid to do this, and what we're doing, and we jumping out here and doing this. So that's what the Black Owner Control is about. Y'all got any great ideas? Inshallah, y'all join the movement and y'all want to be independent. Y'all want to run your own show. You want to live in a community that's all of your peoples. Like me and the brother joke and laugh all the time. They got Pakistan, they got Afghanistan, they got Tajikistan, they got Saudi slash Arabia. Ain't no places for Black people, African Americans anyway. Ain't no place. But you got the African brothers. Salam alaikum to them. They got their spots back home. They got the Caribbean brothers. They got their spots, but the African descendants of slaves, there's no place for us. We are, hold up, where's my ticker? Where's my ticker? We are, boom. Hold up now. There it is. We are a nation without a nation. Also, we are a nation within a nation. And we
Mhm.
got to remember that. So without further ado, we're gonna jump straight in. So today is about Colin Hart and Salam Alaikum Aki. Uh we're gonna jump straight in and we're gonna talk about the black bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie, whatever however you want to say it. And
Mhm.
that is rich black folks. So we got a problem where white folks pit us against each other, like we were saying in the beginning of the program. They pit us against each other, and in pitting us against each other, they go and point out the rich, well-to-do black folks. And if you rich and you well-to-do and you seeing this, I'm not talking stuff about you. I'm trying to light your fire up because I know when you turn on your 5 o'clock news and you see a brother that got shot in the back of his head in front of his granny house, I know you mad too. Even though you live in Beverly Hills and down the street from Hollywood Hills and all of that, and you don't experience this, you see your people suffering in the masses. So if you black and you well to do, or you want to be, or you black and you want to be well to do, this is not a diss record to you, but this is we need some help down here at the bottom, which is I want to pull this. I got a small video snippet I want y'all to see, and the brother got a presentation in a small video. But I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all something, inshallah. The proof that the black bourgeoisie. So who are the black bourgeoisie? They are your athletes, your singers, your dancers, and what have you. All your entertainers. For some reason, with black people, it's okay to say, "Hey, look, LeBron James built a school." And then everybody, because no other basketball player built the school, so everybody gets behind him and be like, man, LeBron James is the best basketball player. He ain't near the best basketball player. He got to get through Kobe first. He got to get through Dr. J. Then he got to get. Let me stop. Brother's brilliant. He's excellent. I think I lost you, Ak, on the sound.
No,
So,
we good.
okay, I got you. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah. So.
I'm just
Uh,
keeping quiet and listening, brother. Go ahead. Go
But he built the school. As far as I know, I mean, LeBron James is smarter than me, and he has people around him that are smarter than me. He has people around him that are smarter than himself, and I'm pretty sure somebody in there would know that for the amount of money that it took for him to build that school, he could have. That's soft power. Give us some hard power. He could have took all that money and went and got put a presidential campaign together, and got a candidate and somebody who was going to stand for the reversing the conditions that he himself grew up in and had to overcome. His mama battling drugs and alcohol and so on and so forth. It was in his household. That school ain't going. That's going to help a handful of individuals that come out of that school statistically. Oh well, he paying for the college for whoever graduate. That handful that's going to graduate. That's not going to bring that's not going to bring a systematic change. And then we got people like on the other spectrum, DL Hughley, who I don't know what's going on with that brother. Brilliant comedian, very funny guy, but I don't. He didn't went back. You know what? Crazy with his support of the Democratic Party. It didn't almost got it didn't almost got real black faced it. Sometimes I think he got on blackface. What's
ahead.
wrong with him? He calling out strong brothers who got their feet down on the community. He been eating well for 30 some odd years. He ain't did nothing, as far as I know, did nothing significantly impactful in the black community other than this little talk show and him misguiding us and misdirecting us the wrong way. So, and then, you can go on and on. Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan. I'm a Michael Jordan fanatic. He is the greatest basketball player that ever touched a basketball. But that doesn't mean he's a politician and he's qualified to speak as such. It doesn't mean he has a viewpoint that holds authority that black people should cling to. He owned the prisons and he owned the Bobcats and whoever they are, the Hornets or whoever they are. He owned that. You don't. And the point that I want to hover around is Jordan grew up in the hood, had straightened circumstances. All them people I just mentioned had straightened circumstances, and they had to overcome so much adversity, and them overcoming that much adversity led to them becoming who they are. Just like our rappers, we made them, and then when you get to the top, you forget about us. That's exactly what the politicians do. You don't speak for us. You're not representing us. Please, if any entertainers see this, join sides with me. Don't fight me. Don't go against me. We telling you how we feel down here at the grassroots where you used to be at. We sprang you up. We made Jumpman for Jordan. We made that. We made Kings of Comedy for DL Hughley. We made that. Here in Ohio, it was black people in the hoods propping up LeBron James, coming out in the woodworks. I can remember all of us riding in droves and cars coming from the hood, and he going to these white Catholic schools doing something that no black school team could ever do. He put the whole team on his back, and he dunking on white boys left and right. We couldn't beat the white boys. They got more facilities, better coaches, the whole nine. We couldn't beat them. We can't beat them with a stick. We all go to the NFL. They don't. But as far as high school sports, we can't beat them. So he was doing something that made, that we propped him up for, and it was historical. All these people, individual, Cardi B is talking to what's his name, Joe Biden. She did an interview with Joe Biden as if out of all the people Joe Biden chose to speak to, Cardi B, in order to get some influence with the black community, and Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club. He got a sister right there in his own party, Sheila Jackson, who just made headlines saying that she wants him to revamp her reparations bill that she put together last year. Sheila Jackson, out of Texas. She put her own reparations bill together and got it in the House. A House Representative Bill 40. Google it. HR Bill 40. There's a reparations bill sitting on the table. And Joe Biden is not your president if he does not, I repeat, if he does not pay that queen, that leader, any attention. But he chose to talk to Cardi B to get through to us. So that's wrong. Those individuals, they smart, they know a little something or whatever, but we got the best of black scholars. And if the political bourgeoisie want to get anywhere with us, they got to come talk to the black people, come talk to the black scholars. Stop buying entertainers as puppets and coming to try to influence us and have us arguing on Facebook about what you ain't never did for us. That has to stop. And that's what the black bourgeoisie have done. And they do it for their own for their own purposes. They do it for their own self gain, inshallah. Or not inshallah, na'udhu billah. They do it for personal gain. And nothing that those individuals who then establish links and contacts with the status quo. Nothing that they ever did has trickled down to the conditions of the people because they still are the same. So that's my spoken presentation. I want to show y'all video. It's developed the entire video, 7 minutes long, but I got it time stamped. We got about 3 minutes that's gonna feel like 30 minutes that come from our first black president, General Malcolm Malik Al-Shabazz X, our first general, our top general. That's the top general right there. He paved the way for even brothers during his time. Martin was brilliant. He was a genius, but he wasn't no soldier. Malcolm was a genius and he was a soldier. That's where he has the higher up, as far as I say. But he gonna hit on something. He gonna hit this so hard it give you chills. La 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 la, give you chills. This man said this 60 years ago, man. And we see this going on today. There was no LeBron James building schools. There was no Cardi B. She ain't done nothing. Twerking for the community, twerking on Washington. That's what she did. There was no, and she ain't even black. Let me remind y'all, Cardi B is not black. So there's no Cardi B. to twerk on Washington. There was no DL Hughley. There, I don't know what he did, and there was no Michael Jordan to build prisons or whatever y'all accuse him of doing and have stocks and be a 2 billionaire, whatever. This didn't even exist yet. He spoke on it before it even happened. He's seen it coming. He was before his time. Alhamdulillah. He warned us. And I want to play this because everybody always talk about, they always say Malcolm Martin, Malcolm Martin, Malcolm Martin, Malcolm Martin. Everybody say that because y'all know y'all have to respect both of them. But y'all don't really get into the study of those leaders, those generals. Y'all don't get into the study. Y'all scared first and foremost. Because that means that you're going to have to stop twerking. It means that you're going to have to stop selling dope. You're going to have to cut your dreadlocks off and take the pink and the yellow out your hair. You're going to have to stop all of that. You got to put your loud down. You got to put your 1743 or whatever they drink or whatever. You got to put all that down. So take their names out your mouth until you're ready. I know we appreciate the support, but we can do without it. We need y'all to be, as the brother Salim says, on code. Don't be saying Malcolm and Martin and you don't even know what they stood for. Not even Martin. Martin recanted his position at the end of his life. May Allah Ta'ala forgive him for his sins and his blindness and accept him amongst the people of Jannah, the people who, were not given the message of Islam properly. May Allah Ta'ala give that to him. But he recanted his position. All the hopey changey stuff that a Barack Obama was walking around. Oh, yeah, he's another black bourgeoisie that they throw on our face to say, oh, you can do it. You don't need reparations. Slavery didn't matter. That was 400 years ago. That was in the past. Oh, that brother got shot in the back of his head in front of his mama house yesterday. That don't matter, brother. We got to worry about what we doing today. Barack Obama is the leader of them. He chose to expound on the position that Martin left. He abandoned that position once he seen what kind of demons we were dealing with. And his facial expressions at the end of his tenure and his and his lectures even changed. He didn't have the hope and change face no more in them last few lectures and interviews. He had that, man, look, I'm ready to get this smoke face. And every black person know that. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. He had that same face Malcolm always had. Malcolm ain't never come to play. But I want to show y'all this little 3-minute clip where he hits, home run, knock it out the park. And I apologize if this goes against your granny position. I apologize if it goes against what your mama ever told you. I apologize. But your granny and your mammy and your auntie, they're not smarter than General Malcolm X. General Malcolm X paved the walkway for your granny to be able to have the contorted views that she do have. So, like we always say, oh, we support our troops. They protect our freedoms. Well, I support my troops. They protected my freedoms. I ain't got nothing to do with some, like Ali, like General Muhammad Ali said. I ain't got nothing to do with no Viet Cong. They ain't called me no nigga. I ain't got no problem with none of them. My problem with you, my devil. My problem is with you in the White House. I don't have no problem in the jungles, nowhere. They ain't enslaving no brothers. But I'm gonna play this. First, I want to show y'all the statistic. And to show y'all the statistics to prove to y'all that the black bourgeoisie and the black bourgeoisie wannabes do not represent the masses of the black people. So let me get this screen on the screenshot on. All right. Okay. All right. I got my screen pulled up. Now, if y'all can see, these are the percentages of black people of the incomes of black people. These are the percentages. And as you can see right here at the top is 4 and 3% of all black people make 150K or better. So only 7% of the entire 13 or so million black people in this country, the black bourgeoisie only represents 7% of all black people. Mathematically, scientifically, they cannot speak for the people. The people is right here. Honestly, this 60%. The people who make $25,000 to $50,000. That's the majority of black people. I ain't even gonna mention this little small area here from the black folks who make $50,000 to $150,000 a year. That's a very small percentage right there. But this jump, this 25%, this 25 the 25K to 50K and this 50K to 150K, this is where we are right here. And then you got a whole nother people who make below 50K and make 50K and below, up to 25K. You got a significant amount of individuals. So with these statistics here, this 36%, this 25%, this 13%, this 19%, that's 80 plus percent of the people right here. All excuse me, that's 90 something, 90 plus percent of the people. That so the black bourgeoisie who make 150K or better they can't speak for us. Number one, you're not even in their tax bracket. That's the first thing. So you don't even have the same problems. These folks do not get a stimulus check. So whether they vote on it or not, they're probably going to vote that we don't get a stimulus check because they always say, well, who's going to pay for it? Because the rich get taxed. They get taxed about 40%. In these numbers, they get taxed about that much. So they're like, well, are we getting ready to give the whole country money? Well, where's the money coming from? This is why we had Lil Wayne and 50 Cent supporting Trump because the Republican Party stands for tax breaks for the rich. So you're not even in the same tax bracket. And when you're making 150K and better, you don't even live in the same neighborhoods that these people, that the bottom 90 plus the 90th percentile live in. So they don't live in areas where their kids are being chased down by cops and dogs are being sicked on them by cops and they getting shot in the back of their head in front of granny's house. They don't live in those kinds of neighborhoods. They live in neighborhoods where it's mostly white people and they immerse and they integrate into those types of communities, and in those types of communities they they're seen by the white establishment as, oh, they're not like the others, so they leave you alone. They're not the same. You're not the same. They don't have the same problems that we have. And the last example and point that I want to make is this 7% black bourgeoisie who speak for us, who speak for all black people, and who formulate all of our thinking and have us arguing on Facebook about stuff that does not even pertain to us. Their children don't go to public schools where your kids got to worry about walking through metal detectors, having actual cops as opposed to security guards in the school, kids bringing guns to school. When kids get out of these tough schools, they got to worry about gangs and drugs, and then getting shot. Some kids get into a fight and they jumping on each other, and then one kid want to go get a gun and he's shooting up the whole crowd or whatever. They don't live in areas and neighborhoods with schools and where they would have these as issues. So what do we even have in common with those brothers and sisters? And lastly, this 7%, if y'all gonna be leaders of us, we can take a little less of y'all supporting the establishment, and y'all take that black bourgeoisie money and do what Brother Salim, Brother Kabir, and Brother Bilal is doing, and you start your own black everything. You have the money to do it. But we don't have no money to do it. We pulling a rabbit out of a hat. We making dua. We praying to Allah that Allah Ta'ala will see us as sincere and dump some riches on us from somewhere so that we can pull this thing off. Y'all have the money to be able to do so. So we can take a little less of y'all's talking. Hey, I don't care if you wanted to become Donald Trump's boyfriend or his brother. I don't care what you wanted to do. You got the money to do so. So come and buy up uh, uh, 10,000 acres in Atlanta, Georgia, and then build a subdivision in Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever you choose to, create an all black community where we will take care of our own and we will govern our own and we will have our own. Take that money. What is going? Oh, somebody take that money and build subdivisions like they did. That's how the suburbs was built. they had a racist white guy when all the black people were being freed from segregation and we were integrating. And there was a white guy up in New York. I forget his name. I got the link saved on my phone and my computer. Y'all want us to do a show about it? Put it in the comments. We'll do the show. He said, dig this here. We ain't finna live with black folks. We don't like what the government is doing. We're gonna take our show on the road. We're gonna build our own neighborhoods. When it was only inner cities. The rural suburb didn't exist. And I forget what time period. This is early 1900s, I believe. I forget the name of this guy, Jewish guy out of New York. And he said the number one rule was no niggas allowed. He took his show on the road. He didn't wait for the government to agree with them or feel bad for how they felt. They took the show on the road and they started building So he built the first white suburb in Brooklyn. I believe it was Brooklyn, New York, and all the other white people seen and heard about this across the country and said, you know what, we're gonna follow suit. That's what we need to do, black folks. So our rich people. Excuse me, my microphone. Yeah,
Can
our
you hear
rich
me?
people. Yeah, I can hear you. I got you. I got
Can
you.
you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me out?
Can you hear me?
Hold on, y'all. We have technical difficulties. Hold up.
I can't hear you.
Hold up.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. But I can't hear you. Take me out and put me back in. I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Hold up. Okay, I was muted. Hold up. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, something went wrong with my mic. I see I was muted. That wasn't even you. All right. Can y'all hear me? Y'all give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. We good? Thank you, Simone. I don't know what happened. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I don't. Where did I lose? Where did I lose?
The last thing I heard you say, you were talking about you were naming the people at the top 7% and how
Okay.
you wanted them to take that money and let's build some subdivisions and things like that for the masses of the people. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's what I was closing with. So, yeah. So I don't. Did y'all hear the story I was saying about the white Jewish guy that started suburbs? Y'all hear that?
He said
Okay.
no. You said no niggas allowed.
No niggas allowed. They took their show on the road. White people throughout the country seen that and followed suit, and that's what created the white rural suburbs. What we want to move to today. That the bones, the roots and the bones of the white rural suburb. Well, that's why most of the suburbs are white and most of the inner cities are black. If you ever notice when you go to any cities, that was the reason. It was called white flight. Y'all go and Google this. It was called white flight. As soon as segregation, niggers came running out of segregation, white folks says, no, 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 no. And they went and built suburbs. So Black Bourgeoisie, Oprah, Jordan, LeBron, Cardi, we've accepted her. She's transracial now. You know, we accepted her as black in the black community. Please throw us a bone. We ain't doing nothing wrong. We trying to free black. Y'all keep speaking on LeBron James came out with the hoodie with Trayvon Martin. You know, we don't need that, big brother. We don't need that. We need that cash money to buy up 100 acres, build a suburb, build a subdivision, build the government, put that money back there, live there. Live there so that you can drive up the market value in that particular area. Live there. Do that for your people, like how they do for they people. They went and built suburbs. They took their show on the road when the government said, "Hey, we freeing niggas." They said, "No, you ain't." And they took their show on the road. They took their businesses. They took their resources. They took everything. And next thing you know, black people was living on top of each other, spitting the coronavirus on top of each other, shooting each other, and then they sprinkled drugs on top, and then you got a perfect potion for a disaster, a devastated community. So, Black Bourgeoisie, help us out. Throw us a bone. You really want to lead us? We don't need your radio show. Do it, DL Hughley. We don't need that. We need that money. Build a black community. I will shut up. I'll close down Black Owner Control. He'll close down Black Owner Control, and we'll go live in your black community because we know you got our back. You got us a sheriff that has our back. You got us black cops that we went to school with that know me first name. When, I know you. We played on the same basketball court. We wrestled in the snow together. He ain't, that guy's not going to shoot me in my head. He know my grandma. He know my grandma. He ain't going to shoot me in the back of my head in front of my grandma's house. This is what we need, black people. We don't need talk shows. Forget this talk show. We don't need talk shows, DL Hughley, Charlemagne. We don't need your talk shows. We need your monies. And if you don't want to give it to us, you do it yourself because everybody else has failed. So I'm going to shut up. Let me play this clip and shock y'all's minds, inshallah ta'ala. Give me 1 second. All right.
Well, then I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ. I'm suspicious of whites who join Negroes and always have to be in the lead, who always have to be the head, who always have to be at the top in Negro organizations. Those whites who really have the interest of blacks at heart, let them give some advice to some Negroes and stand on the sideline. But don't join the organization and then get at the head of it and pose as a friend of Negroes.
Well, I think that today you can point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals. Now, concerning the poll taken by Newsweek magazine, I think you said that this was the leaders who said that, who went with King and against Mr. Muhammad around 90%. I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. You'll find that oftentimes Negroes are as much on guard around Negro interviewers who usually represent the bourgeois element of Negroes as they are on guard around whites. Usually Negroes know that when this bourgeois Negro walks through the door, he is not doing something that he's initiated himself, but he's involved in something in which the white man is the absolute author of and has sent him to the Negro community for some information. And when they give that Negro some information, usually they give him the information that they want him to take back to the white man, because that's who he's going to take it back to.
I rest my case. Did the brother hit that on the head or no, man?
Yeah, brother, 100%. I mean, he said it all. He said it all right there. I mean, when he said in the white community, their baseball players and poets and singers are not their leaders, but the white man puts those type people over us in some sort of status or position. So again, my brother is 100% correct. I see that you put my face up there. So are you saying I have the floor now?
Oh, absolutely. You have the floor, 100.
No, okay.
And let me know for your cue. I got your tab open already.
Absolutely. Okay, brothers and sisters, again, um, let me just say this. Historically, historically, whenever an oppressor wants to control the masses of the people that he rules over, he or she must be very cunning, very smart. And what they will do is that they will handpick certain individuals from the oppressed people, prop them up, just like Brother Malcolm said, educate them, fund them, bring them into their good graces, and then use them as a buffer between themselves and the oppressed masses. This has always been the case historically. This has been done for I don't know how long. So you always have that class of people that the oppressor will use for his or her own purposes. That's number one. Number two, um, the black bourgeoisie or any bourgeoisie, no matter the race or ethnic group, they're put in that position and trained to do the bidding of the one that put them in position. For us to expect them to trickle down that economic power down to us is it's not going to work. We're wasting time because they're not going to do that. The liberation of our people must come from the grassroots. Those people that you had in that chart, that 80 to 90% of the people is going to have to come organically from them. The bourgeoisie are not going to risk their position. They're not going to risk their economic gain. They're not going to risk their quote good name with the oppressor to help us. In their mindset, they're saying, "Hey, I got out. You can get out too." Um, Brother Abdul Kabir, I want
Yo,
you, I want you to bring up a picture right now. Bring up a picture of a gentleman by the name of Lawrence Graham. Lawrence Otis Graham. I want you to pull up his picture right now, please.
all right, 1 second.
Show me a picture of Lawrence Otis Graham. Pull up his picture and put it on the screen, please.
All right.
I'll give you 10 seconds.
I got him.
Bring it up, please.
Get a picture of him.
Yes, sir. Bring it up, please.
All right, I got you.
Lawrence Otis Graham. Graham, Graham. Lawrence Otis Graham. Absolutely. Click on the first one on the left, all the way down to the left. Yeah, there you go. Click on that, please. Enlarge it, please. Can you enlarge it, sir?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, let me tell you who. There he is. Mr. Lawrence Otis Graham wrote a book some years ago talking about his experience growing up in the black bourgeoisie. He said that his book, I read his book some years ago. He said he was a member of what they call Jack and Jill's. Jack and Jill's is a club made up of young people who are part of the black bourgeoisie. So they have cotillions and all types of different activities where children of black families who are part of the bourgeoisie will come together, get to know one another, socialize. And so from Jack and Jill's example, if you were in Jack and Jill, if you were a young man, you would meet other girls who are part of that Black bourgeoisie. And so you could pick your potential mate from those girls. And then that's how that class keeps going. So that this Black bourgeoisie, they will allow their children to be with other children from other Black affluent families, and that's how they keep that class going. Wrote a book about his experience growing up, going to Martha's Vineyard, going to some of the best schools, but he was a Black man, and he talks about it in his book. It was very interesting. Also, I wanted to talk about these what they call historically Black colleges and universities. These schools, most of these historically Black colleges and universities, most of them, from my understanding, have substantial funding by white people.
That's absolutely true.
And so schools like Morehouse College, Spelman College were founded and formed either directly by white people, or white people had substantial backing in these schools. And the white man, the oppressor, the colonizer, will not allow you to have knowledge and information that will liberate you. These schools were designed to produce the Black bourgeoisie, so that they would be educated and be used as a buffer between them and the rest of the struggling Black masses. Unfortunately, like at Morehouse, most of the students at Morehouse are there on financial loans, student loans or what have you. And only a small portion of them actually have funding directly from their parents, where the parents pay for the whole entire education because they can afford it. To go to Morehouse is like $45, almost $50,000 per year.
Right.
Per year. Okay, so the oppressor will never give you information intended to liberate you, or intended to take you out of their control. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. Now, with that being said, brother Malcolm, he talked a lot about this Black bourgeoisie, the class that the oppressor, the white man, uses to control our people. Brother Abdul Kabir, pull up the video, the cartoon-like video. Pull that up here, brothers and sisters. I have about a 6 or 7 minute video from the words of our dear beloved brother, as Abdul Kabir said, General Malcolm X. Listen to him break down exactly how the Black bourgeoisie is used to control and manipulate our people. Check this out. Enlarge the screen, brother.
All right.
Slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food. But he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. If the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, That house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here. This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You're nothing but a house Negro. And if someone comes to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation. What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? Where you gonna get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say. Why you left your mind in Africa?
I gotta take that part back.
What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? Where you gonna get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say. Why you left your mind in Africa?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
On that same plantation, there was the field Negro. The field Negro, those were the masters. There was always more Negroes in the field than there was Negroes in the house. The Negro in the field caught hell. He ate leftovers. In the house, they ate high up on the hole. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hole. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters. The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack, in a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. He hated his master. I say he hated his master. He was intelligent. That house Negro loved his master. But that field Negro, remember, they were in the majority. And they hated his master. When the house caught on fire, he didn't try and put it out. That field Negro prayed for a wind, for a breeze. When the master got sick, the field Negro prayed that he died. If someone come to the field Negro and said, let's separate, let's run, he didn't say, where are we going? He said, any place is better than here. Got field Negroes in America today. I'm a field Negro. The masters are the field Negroes. When they see this man's house on fire, you don't hear these little Negroes talking about our government is in trouble. They say the government is in trouble. Imagine a Negro, our government. I even heard one say, our astronaut. They won't even let him get a plant. And our astronaut, our Navy, that's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's the slave master in that day. Used Tom, the house Negro, to keep the field Negroes in check. The same old slave master today has Negroes
who are nothing but modern Uncle Tom, 20th century Uncle Tom, to keep you and me in check, keep us under control, keep us passive and peaceful and non-violent. That's Tom making you non. There was
Okay. So hold on. Now, brothers and sisters, I got another clip that I want you to cue up.
Okay.
Before I say this, let me say this. You have to give credit where credit is due. I repeat, you have to give credit where credit is due. This next video that we about to play right now comes from Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, wait, hold on. Let me say this. For the record, I am a Muslim. I believe in Allah and his messenger. I am not a follower of Minister Farrakhan. I am not. I'm not a follower of his. But when it comes to the social, economic, and political aspects of our people, he is 100% on point. I give him that. I don't take my religious knowledge per se from him. He makes a lot of good points when he talks about religion. He does. I give him that. But there are other things as far as his aqidah and things like that I don't take from him. So I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam. I'm not one of his followers. I'm not. But I have to give him credit. He spoke the absolute truth in this next video. Just you gotta give him that. Abdul Kabir, I want you to play this video, and I want you to pause my video for a second. I want y'all to watch this video. I'll be right back. Watch this video, and we'll be back to discuss it. Again, give him the credit where credit is due. Abdul Kabir, play this video, pause my screen, and I'll be right back.
All right, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
If we look at the proverbial crabs in a barrel, the crabs are trying to get up, but another crab is pulling the crab down. Well, just suppose somebody is at the top of the barrel looking at the crab, watching the drama, of the crab. And suppose he or she says, come, let us deal wisely with those crabs. Let's take a few out of the barrel and put them at the top of the barrel and let them look back down on the other struggling crab. If we do that, it will give the other crabs the notion that they too can get out. But the crab that's at the top of the barrel didn't get out because of his own talent and ability alone. The crab got out because the master took him out and allowed him out for the master's purpose. Now let's look at the wealthy and the famous among us. No. I'm not here to knock our wealthy and our famous. I love them. But I want us to look at them. And I want them to look at themselves. Now, if we look at the Oprahs, the Cosbys, the Jay-Z's, Kimura, Lee Simmons, and the Fab Lane, and all of our beautiful sports and entertainment figures that are now multi-millionaires. Every one of these have good hearts, and every one of these are trying to do some good to give back to their communities. And that is an effort that we must applaud. But, sorry about that. The man that owns the barrel could have pulled all the crabs out. But he gave only a few a doorway out so they could sell to the others the lie that they too can get out. And they have become a buffer between the angry black masses and white people of power and influence that got us looking at our own rich as though they betrayed us, when the wise demons behind them have used them as a buffer to protect them from the anger of the wise or the poor white, the poor black, the poor brown. Now, see, now those that are really rich, they can't get the other crabs out. Listen. And unfortunately, most are afraid. That's right. To even attempt to get the other crabs out. They want in with the barrel owners because their comfort level is not in the barrel, but their comfort level is with those who took them out. Yes, sir. So they don't have the strength to say, come out of her because they're too deep in. They can't say, come out of the world and let's be with Christ. I mean, really say it. Of course they can say it. Everybody's saying Jesus. This is the in thing. That's right. It's big business to preach Jesus.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
But it won't be big business to live Jesus. If you take the courage to tell the people, come out, you can be in it, but let's not be of it. Come out. A white author and political scientist, his name is Dr. Andrew Hacker, talked about this very same phenomenon. He wrote, quote, we have a black middle class, but it only exists at the sufferance of white America. So I looked up the word sufferance. I just wanted to be sure that I understood what he was saying. He said it means patient endurance, especially of pain and distress. So he said, we have a middle class, but it only exists out of our patience, our endurance, especially of the pain and distress at watching our former slaves strut their stuff. Go ahead. Riding the best that we make, living in the fine homes that we build. And some white folks say, how in the world could they have these things? And I can't have nothing like that. That's right. He goes on to say, quote, we decide how many of you will be allowed and into which position. And we decide how many of you is too many. And we pick Cosby, we pick Powell, we do that, and we are careful about the numbers, end quote.
Mm.
Bring it.
You back in? Keep going.
Yeah.
So
Is that it?
the chosen crabs.
Yeah.
The chosen crabs.
Oh, some allegiance to the one who picked them out from the rest. And they make obeisance to the hand that took you out of the barrel. And that is why you can never be an effective spokesperson for the hurt of your people. Never can you go far enough, because if you displease the crab barrel master, you are afraid that he might put you back in the barrel and pluck you out again.
Bach. I had to bust that off one time. What?
But God took me out of the barrel.
Mm.
I don't owe nothing to no master. I owe it all to God.
Right, you can pause it now. You can pause it now.
And God.
Alhamdulillah. Wait.
So listen, brothers and sisters. Again, Minister Farrakhan was right on target. The crab barrel master. He told you that the crab barrel master,
That's what it is.
would take a certain elect, handpicked few of us, put us in key positions that would give the rest of the masses the illusion that they too can come out, but they are there at the behest or the permission of the crab barrel master. Guess what? If Oprah, LeBron James, if they make a misstep, if they say something that's not pleasing to the white establishment, trust and believe they will be sat down and they will have a huge fall from grace. That's like anybody.
You mean they would have allegedly raped 80 women? Dating back to the 70s?
Yeah, or you will somebody will come out years and years later saying that you was somewhere and you gave me some quaaludes or something. When look, don't get me wrong. Listen to me. I am not in favor of rape, assault, or of anybody. Period. I'm opposed to that. I'm a Muslim first and foremost.
That's it.
But you know what I'm saying. This is Bill Cosby. This is whoever. Women in general are attracted to men of authority, power, and influence. Bill Cosby, these people don't have to drug anybody. It's plenty of women that they would love to give themselves over to him. Now, do I believe that Bill Cosby literally gave them drugs? He actually admitted that he gave them Quaaludes. He
And they
said
was
that,
partying.
but not from my understanding. He did not give them Quaaludes so that they can become high. He could rape them, but he gave them these drugs to heighten the sexual experience because they came backstage to give them all they wanted.
Yeah, and not to mention he took them himself. So what'd he do?
Himself.
Date rape himself too? Yup.
and even T.I. came out the other day. Some women claim that T.I. and his wife are involved in the swinging lifestyle. Did you know that?
Oh, they coming for him.
You didn't know that?
Nah.
If you Google it, a woman came out and said that T.I. Will have these big parties and everything be fine and everything. And then there's a moment in the party where T.I. will say, everybody, I thank everybody for coming. No problem. But right now, we about to get freaky.
This
Right
Mr.
now,
Nasty Time.
right, it's nasty time. So if you're not down with that, please leave. You're free to go. If you're not down, please leave. You are free to go. No problem. But we're about to get freaky right now. And so they will pop Percocet, Molly's, and then they have orgies.
And go crazy.
T.I., his wife, whoever. So it came out just recently that a woman said that she claimed that they were underage girls there, underage people there. And that one woman claimed that she was held against her will. T.I. said, listen, he came out like 2 days ago, a day ago. He said, these allegations are false. What I do in my bedroom is between me and my wife. I would be lying. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Muslim. Their behavior is detestable. Their behavior is immoral. Their behavior is wickedness. And we're not down with that. But look at T.I. T.I. has been, in many cases, standing up for black people, calling black people to boycott certain stores and to do it. There's an awakening taking place. Now all of a sudden, he's holding women against his will, and they're having these big sex parties. Matter of fact, T.I. said, I got proof that none of that stuff went down. I got proof. Because when you in that lifestyle, you gotta know who you dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, T.I. said, we are consensual adults. Everything I do is with consensual adults. But now all of a sudden, women being held against their will as an underage person there. All I'm saying is this. When you are working hard for the liberation of your people, when you are working hard to raise the consciousness of your people, you can expect traps to be set for you. You can expect traps to be set for you. Dr. King was a genius. This man was a powerful man. This man put his life on the line for black people. No doubt about it. I read a letter from Birmingham jail. His home got firebombed. I don't agree with a lot of his politics early in his life, but like Abdul Kabir said later on, there was an awakening taking place. He even met with Brother Malcolm. He met with Elijah Muhammad. There was some things going on with him.
They had to go.
But he had to go. But they knew how to trap him. Dr. King had women. Dr. King had women. And
Yep.
it was known among members of the press, among his inner circle. They knew it. But in order to keep the civil rights movement afloat, in order to keep the movement of black people going, they could not let that get out because it would discredit Dr. King, and that would destroy the movement. So Coretta knew it. Jesse knew it. They all knew it. but they knew they couldn't say anything because the overall movement is greater than Dr. King having some freaks over at the hotel. Do you understand what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
just talk.
Yeah.
I don't look down on Dr. King for that. He's a human being. He's a man. He made mistakes. I'm not excusing his behavior, but he's a human being, and none of us are perfect. And I will still respect him for what he has done.
Yeah, and the FBI had held the tapes.
Matter of fact,
They held him as blackmail against him.
if the FBI was sending Coretta Scott King the tapes, so they were working hard to separate Dr. King from his wife. Isn't this what Iblis likes to do?
That's his number one thing, right?
He loves to separate. Satan. Satan loves to separate a man from his wife. He loves that. So since Satan loves that, his troops, his soldiers in Satan's army love to do that too. And you notice whenever somebody stands up for our people, they tried to separate Malcolm and Betty. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
They tried to insinuate. They said there was a letter written by Betty to Malcolm. She was complaining about him never being at home and how she was lonely and this, not, so on. This is a letter supposedly written from Betty to Malcolm. Supposedly. I don't know if it to be the truth or not. I don't know. But how devastating is that for a man who's on the front line and reading those things? You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, because you got to take care of home first.
You got to take it home first. Now, supposedly they say it came from Betty. I don't know if she did. I don't know. Allahu Alam. But there was some letters written. You can Google it yourself. That was attributed to Sister Betty going to Brother Malcolm. So whenever you are on a mission to liberate your people, there will always be traps set forth on you. And like I said, the black bourgeoisie, we cannot wait on them to trickle down that money. It's a waste of time to expect LeBron or D.L. Hughley or Oprah to trickle down that money. They like Minister Farrakhan said, it's like crabs in a barrel. They don't want to leave crab barrel master.
Yeah,
because they misstep, they'll be put back into the barrel. Do you understand what I'm saying?
They'll be blackballed. They'll let the soldiers loose on them if they come out. Oh, hold up. What happened to Colin Kaepernick?
Wow.
He was the greatest up and coming quarterback, man. He was breaking records in his sleep in the NFL. Prime example right there, man. And so, you made it out just like Minister Farrakhan said. They let you know you can't go back down in there. You go back down in there reaching, we're gonna put you back down in there. Look what they did to Colin Kaepernick. I didn't watch football. I still don't watch football no more. And I love, we conversate about how much we love football. I had a nasty taste in my mouth since then. I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I watched the AFC. Well, I watched one of the championships. I watched one of the championships. I'm gonna look at the Super Bowl for a little bit, but and since that happened, I've been cool on them. Like, how is that not discrimination? That's a federal offense on Roger Goodell. That's a federal offense. This man wanted to stand up for his people, and they sent the demons at him.
Yep. Look, this is just how he operates. This is something that's just par for the course. When you stand up, this is just what it is. Demons are going to come. Traps are going to be played. Colin knew that. Colin knew exactly what he was up to when he did that. He knew what the repercussions were going to be, and this is just the reality. But the black bourgeoisie, they are there to keep the masses of the people in check, like Brother Malcolm said. Keep them in check. So if it means that they need to, if there's a popular movement that's trying to wake up the masses of our people, the bourgeoisie, in order to keep their leadership, to keep their affiliation. They'll go ahead and drop some money on these organizations, drop some money on them, become influential over them so they can steer the movement in a certain direction away from the oppressor, from the crab barrel master. They'll do that, no problem. They'll give money to this, money to that, not for the hopes of helping the people, but to stir the masses away from the militancy. That's the point I'm trying to make. And just like Malcolm said, no other people has athletes and actresses as their leaders. These people were put in place by the enemy to lead us astray. And let it be known, that a true sign of a real grassroots leader, listen to me, the true sign of a real grassroots leader is that that leader will be hated, that leader will be ostracized, that leader will be talked down against, the papers will close up against them, that leader will be made out to be a terrorist or what have you. That is an indication that that is a ideal leader. So whoever the oppressor hates, run to that person. And whoever the oppressor loves, go away from that person. I repeat, whoever the oppressor hates, run to that person. Whoever the oppressor embraces or loves, then run to that person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, positively.
The bourgeoisie, those who they want to use to control us, you see them at the White House. You see them at giving a prayer invocation at Congress. You see them on the campaign trail, on the stage next to Joe Biden, whoever it is. You see them up there. That's who you see. But somebody who's really for our people. Look at Moses in my conclusion. And then we need to close out today's show. MashaAllah. Look at Prophet Moses. May Allah's peace be upon him. He went to Pharaoh. He told Pharaoh the truth. He gave his list of demands. He told him what the people wanted. And then he left. He didn't go up there and have a hangout with Pharaoh. He didn't go and ride on the chariot with Pharaoh. He didn't go up there and have dinner and hang out with him.
Yeah. He went to tell him about himself.
Went to tell him. And then once he told him, he left. That's it. So the oppressor will always find those that he can embrace. And we find the same thing on the African continent. Same thing. The conference of Berlin, the Berlin conference in the late 1800s, when they met together in Europe and carved up Mother Africa like a piece of cake, and they colonized the entire continent. And even when they so-called gave you independence, they said, okay, we're sorry. We're going to leave in the 1960s. We're going to give you independence. But what they did was they left behind certain hand-picked black bourgeoisie that they can put in power and that they can control the people. So they would go and pick, like Mr. Farrakhan said, the crab barrel master. They go pull this person out in Nigeria, send him to the UK,
England,
goes to Oxford, or he may go to Yale, or may go to
indoctrinating.
Exactly. They would indoctrinate him, educate him, give him a white woman. Let him have fun with white women in Europe and America. Yeah, that they will do that. There will come a certain time when the black bourgeoisie, when you get to a certain level, that's one of the main tricks they use. They will introduce a Caucasian woman into your life, and she will love you and embrace you and be there for you. And all that is designed. All that is designed to temper down and destroy the love for your people when that white woman put her stuff on you. And that's what they do for you. Gary Coleman, Michael Jordan. Oh, name them. Michael Jordan, Gary Coleman, you name it.
Yeah. Who else then? That man, the one brother who all the sisters been going crazy over, my mother included.
Who?
Amari, was it? I don't know his real name. Ghost from Power.
You know what? I had him the other day. I ain't gonna say that. I had him as a customer the other day.
Yeah, Ghost.
I did. He was he was actually pretty nice.
I mean, he seems like a phenomenal guy. You feel me?
For those of you who don't know, I'm in the industry where I provide transportation to celebrities.
Celebrity.
I just leave it at that. I leave it at that. I had him.
Alhamdulillah.
He was a nice guy. I got him.
Alhamdulillah.
You seem like a nice
Alhamdulillah.
guy, no problem. But that is one of the tricks of the enemy. When you get to a certain level, they put him that you will find this woman, this wife will come to you, fall in love with you. Next thing you know, you in the bed with her, and
Yeah.
all of this is
And,
designed
and
to
arguing
love.
and arguing with your brothers about how it doesn't matter.
Say again.
And have you arguing with your brothers about how it doesn't matter.
Now listen, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Allah is Al-Wadud. He is
I
the
mean,
most, and Allah can put love and compassion in the hearts for you, for anybody else. Allah can do what he wants. Allah can put the love in your heart for a white woman, for an Asian woman, for Arab, whoever. It doesn't matter. If that's who you love, if that's who you care about, it is what it is. I'm not here to dispute that. But what I am here to dispute is that the oppressor, our enemy, has a long track record of using the white woman to destroy black militancy in our community with our young black men. Those young black men have reached a certain level of authority, power, and influence. In order to control him, they will send a white woman his way. I mean, brother, the list is long. Sidney Poitier. I mean, just you name it. They all have, many of them have white wives. Denzel Washington has a black wife. Samuel L. Jackson has a black wife.
and
And
they've had the same women when they were poor.
When they were poor. Snoop Dogg got a black wife. Ice Cube got a black wife. You understand?
Magic Johnson.
But look at your man, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre got millions upon millions of dollars.
Billions.
Now he's crying over this Caucasian-like woman taking him through the ringer because of the divorce decree. He had Michelle A. He had a black woman, but he was beating her. Now, see, you young. You don't know about Michelle A.
I remember that.
You what?
Yeah, I grew up. That's my era. I was on the corner beatboxing. Yeah, okay. I was a b-boy, man.
but Dr. Dre was involved with Michelle A. But he was abusing her and beating her. She could have rolled with him, but he didn't. Now he put himself with a Caucasian-like woman, and now she's after him for over half of his fortune now.
She got a $2,000 a month phone bill that he has to pay for. $2,000 a month.
And what do you think Michelle A is doing right now? She doing this. See, you could have me, but you
gonna go back to it. He gonna run back to it
like garbage. But you went out and got a Caucasian-like woman, and you thought you was in heaven. Now you in hell.
So the past has been used. So that's one of our few black billionaires, one of our few black influential leaders.
Right.
And now he getting ready to lose half his fortune.
For what?
It's going out to the community.
For what? Now we know historically black women ride and die for black men. Most black women do not marry or even date outside of their race. They usually ride with black men. Majority of black women do. Most black men still get with black women. They do. But unfortunately, when you get to that certain level, I know a friend of mine. I'm gonna let you go. Let's just do it like this. I know a friend of mine. He played college football. College football. He went to I think Middle Tennessee University. And he said when he was there were so many white women who went to the school and their main goal is to be with a black man. Because they didn't grow up around black people that were segregated and they want to have this fantasy of what it's like to be with a black man. So he said, man, even though he's a football player, those white girls were lining up to be with them. And when you go to University of Georgia or Georgia Tech, wherever it is, and you become the star player or whatever it is, there will be a white female waiting for you. She either will be sent or she will be there. And you ignore your black woman who rolled with you for hundreds of years. She held you down. She rolled with you. And you treat her like garbage because Becky come calling. But guess what? Down the road, you're going to reap the rewards of getting with Becky and leaving your black woman. Look at Gary Coleman. Remember that? He was on the deathbed and his wife pulled the plug on him. Look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Now she riding high.
He ain't black.
Look at Michael Jordan. Same thing. She took him through the ringer. So the black woman has written for you, but you choose the white woman because you feel you reached a certain standard and now your own black woman is no good anymore. She's useless to you. You trade her in for Becky thinking that because you were Becky, now you get more acceptance from the crab barrel master.
From the crab barrel master.
You in for a shot. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much education you have, no matter what side of town you live on, the fancy cars you drive, to them, in their eyes, you're still 3/5 of a human being. You are still a nigga. Period. And don't ever get it twisted.
Period. That's it. That's all. And I'm gonna close out with like what Malcolm said. When you suggest that there we use the word, when you suggest to the Negro, separate. What does he say to you? And go where? And do what? And what job? I get this job, man. I make $30,000 a year, man. Start a business. Well, how am I pay my bills if I start a business? Come on, man. I came home from 10 years in the joint, man, and 10 years in the streets. And I looked my oppressor, hey, he slid me a paper and it said $9.70 I was like, listen, man, I'll tie you up for less than that before I sign that paper and see what I can get. You hear me? I'm going to leave now for this turn into something.
May Allah bless you, Abdul Kabir. May Allah bless you, brother. Brothers and sisters, for tuning into the night's live feed. Again, Bach is in control. Shut it down the airwaves. This is Black Media. Support us, love us, like us, subscribe to us, share us. Do whatever you gotta do. Support this movement. We here for our people. This is what we do. If you want to contact me, Bilal.Stroud@gmail.com. That's Bilal.Stroud@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Bilal Stroud, and Instagram on Facebook and Instagram. Get at me, holla at me. Abdul Kabir, how can people contact you, brother?
Let's get this thing started. Y'all can hit me on the Black Owner Control page, the BOC movement page, and most of y'all know me on my personal page, Abdul Kabir Muhammad. And they all the same all the way around the board. Instagram, Twitter is boring. I don't post on there too much. So maybe when we get a little bigger, we get on Twitter. And that Twitter is the Black Bourgioisie neighborhood of social media, Black social media. I ain't got nothing to comment with them Negroes, man. They be on there arguing about of what wine is real and what wine ain't real. Yeah, man.
And you
Later.
worry about some damn wine?
Yeah, people out here, our people out here spilling their wine all over the streets just so you can have this conversation. That's what they want to talk about. And everybody feels, I see people make them statuses all the time. Facebook is so childish. I don't like Facebook anymore. But you on Twitter doing the same thing you be doing on Facebook. Get out of here, man. But yeah, man, we out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Like, share, subscribe. It costs you nothing. This is Black Media. This is Grassroots. This is our independent efforts. We're trying to make a change. Once again, I want to close out, remind y'all what the BOC is about. We're about Black owning and controlling our own destiny. We're not waiting on Mr. Biden. We're not waiting on Mr. Trump. Let me say that again. We're not waiting on Mr. Trump. I did not vote for Trump. I am not a Trump supporter. Stop saying that. That's an excuse so that you can run from the real conversation and the real facts. So we about making our own. We're going to set up shop in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to have our own community. We, the BOC, we are rebuilding Black Wall Street. We are revamping Black Wall Street. We will have our own mayor, our own city council, our own police force, our own police chief, our own voting block, our own Black economy, where we will be valued appropriately. And most importantly, what I want y'all to know about these about economics, we are in a bad position because we have been thrown into place with our counterparts. So they already light years ahead. You live next to them. You live in a neighborhood with them where you have to unfairly compete with them, whether you own a business or whether you work a job or whether you just got a little side hustle. I know white guys in the streets whose daddies got money and they can extract monies from their daddies and then, put on their hat backwards and go to the hood. And now they got more money than the dope boys. Matter of fact, the dude that I robbed when I caught my 10-year case was the son of a lawyer. This was my connect. He had the bricks. That's who I was getting the dope from. And I said, you ain't allowed to have it no more. But my point is, if we migrate to one place and concentrate our resources, we'll compete amongst each other where we're all equal. On average, we make about $40,000 a year in the Atlanta area. That's minimum, y'all. They down in Atlanta, man, is Black excellence. They down there eating, they getting it. Everything is Black owned, Black business. We competing and living amongst each other, not living amongst our counterparts, our white counterparts, where their net worth and their resources and networks and connections are light years ahead of us. You can't get ahead that way. And we need to rethink all this stuff. So the BOC's contribution is that we are initiating, we groundbreaking, making an independent Black community. We need all hands on deck. FBA, MBA, Blood, Crip, Folk, GD, Vice Lord, bourgeoisie, whatever. You Black, you're African, a descendant of slaves. We all hands on deck. Get with us. We trying to get this thing popping so we can give ourselves reparation and not sit around and wait for it no more. We'll be back when we back, man.
Inshallah, if it's the will of the creator, we'll be back next Monday for me.
Well, we gotta have you, man, because you put things in perspective so much, man. I'm so glad that I got the honor to share your voice with all these people, man. Alhamdulillah. You need not to be silent, man. So next Monday with you for sure.
Yes, next Monday, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. We'll let y'all know what the topic is. I'm gonna be back to my shenanigans later on in the week. But we gone. We out. We love y'all for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.